Arkansas State University. Just a reminder to please remain seated during the program. Please note all exit signs, and also please set your cell phones to silent operation as we'll be getting started here in just a little bit. We thank you for your cooperation, and please have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Commencement and Hooding Ceremony for graduates of NYIT's College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University. Just a reminder, please set your cell phones to silent operation. Please note all exit signs and kindly take your seats. Also, please remain seated during the program, and we thank you for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Commencement and Hooding Ceremony for graduates at NYIT's College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University. Please set your cell phones to silent operation, and please note all exit signs. Also, kindly take your seats, and please remain seated during the program. And we thank you for your cooperation. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna check. Let's see, DiFiore, Gabrielle, Jolita DiFiore. Okay. And this is Beatty. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as NYIT's College of Osteopathic Medicine's graduate processional is about to begin. As a reminder, please be sure to silence your cell phones and remain seated throughout the event. Thank you. right here. Yeah. Making sure that if I'm going to get the card back to you, that you're not switching back to me.
Yeah, maybe we should just.
Can I just put them under here?
Yeah. That'd
Okay.
be great. You just want to throw them in there, and then I can gather them all.
Yeah, I can do that. That might be easier.
Because I gotta figure out who's not here. Because I gotta totally go. He's not here.
Right, right. Photographer's down there. Photographer's down there.
Is she gonna sit right there?
I guess so. I don't think.
This is my count.
Well, I don't think they wanted her on the stage though.
No,
That's the thing. So.
but that messes up my student count.
Oh.
You know what? We'll figure it out. She went right down here. Let me call it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 Commencement and Hooding Ceremony for the graduates of NYIT's College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University. At this time, we ask you to please stand to welcome members of the class of 2022, led by alumni marshals Dr. Timothy Beatty, NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2020, and Dr. Margaret Johnson Kell, NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine class of 2021, and student marshals Gabrielle Jolita Di Fiore and Romanette Amor Riviera. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine faculty, led by faculty marshals Dr. Troy Camerata and Dr. Regina Fleming. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine's Grand Marshal, Dr. Hilary Sismondo, President of the American Osteopathic Association, Dr. Joseph A. Giamo, Chancellor of Arkansas State University, Dr. Kelly Damphus, President of the American Osteopathic Foundation, Dr. Barbara Ross Lee, Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Nicole Wadsworth, Campus Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University, Dr. Shane Spites, Department Chairpersons, NYIT Administration, NYITCOM Deans, and representatives of the NYITCOM Alumni Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and please welcome the Jonesboro Police Department Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Grand Marshal, Hilary Sismondo, Secretary of the NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine Faculty Senate.
Dean Wadsworth, Dean Spites, Dr. Ross Lee, Dr. Giamo, Dr. Damphus, learned faculty, honored graduates, parents, and guests, I now declare the third annual commencement and hooding ceremony of NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University open.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem led by Mallory Bagwell, class of 2022.
Oh, can you see my so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing while the honor guard retires the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Shane Spites, Campus Dean of NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University.
Good afternoon. Graduates, faculty, staff, and honored guests. Welcome to the NYITCOM at Arkansas State Hooding Ceremony for the class of 2022. We're very pleased to hold this event in person as our third hooding ceremony for the Arkansas campus. The road to and through medical school is not easy. It pushes and tests the traveler at every turn. Even at this point as the journey is reached, there is still more that is expected and required of the medical school graduate. To the graduates seated before me, you're about to enter into the clinical aspects of your training where you will be directly and personally responsible for the care of a patient. It's a level of responsibility that many seek and few have. Guard this responsibility closely. It is not to be abused and it is not to be taken for granted. The relationship between a doctor and a patient is one of a sacred trust. And finally, no one completes this journey alone. In fact, there are many that have assisted you along the path that are here with you today. Your family, your close friends, NYIT staff and faculty, and many others that have supported you. I ask that you take that support that you received and amplify it as you continue to climb that ladder of success. Volunteer to speak to a kindergarten class. Let a high school student shadow you. Encourage that pre-med student who's struggling in biochemistry. Or be a preceptor for a medical student. In short, do for others what has been done for you. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce the Dean of NYITCOM, Dr. Nicole Wadsworth.
Good afternoon. It's so wonderful to be here together for this commencement. As I thought about today and what I wanted to share with you, I thought a lot about time. Time is an interesting concept that we humans created. It was originally born out of seasonal cycles, lunar cycles, but ultimately has become the regulator that it is today. Some of us are frustrated with time, perhaps. It demands that we're somewhere before we can get there. Sometimes we're early. Sometimes we don't have control of it. sometimes it slips away too quickly. Sometimes we're anxious for some point in time to arrive, like today. But it is a part of our lives that continually affects what we do, where we are. So you might be thinking, why am I talking about time? Well, the reason is that today is the right time to be a doctor of osteopathic medicine. Currently, osteopathic medical students make up 25% of the nation's medical students. And you'll go on to join an alumni base of over 8,000 NYITCOM graduates, as well as the many other osteopathic physicians in the United States. And you will continue to meet the needs of patient care in the coming decades. And osteopathic medical students are uniquely trained and positioned to provide the care that is so critical. So I talked a little bit about time because now is the time for you to shine. And I'm so very, very happy, and congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
At this time, please welcome the Chancellor of Arkansas State University, Dr. Kelly Damphis.
Thank you, Jonathan. A quick word to the faculty. Thank you for your leadership during these very challenging past couple of years. I know it was difficult, but I appreciate everything that faculty on college campuses around the world, and especially around this country, did to bring our students to this great celebration. A word to our family members, brothers, sisters, children, parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles who are here. Congratulations on seeing your child through to this day. And a word to our students. I'm so proud of you. It was not 4 years ago, for many of you, that you walked across a different stage and got a diploma cover. Some of you actually graduated from Arkansas State and are now graduating here. 4 years ago, a couple months later, we sat on the same stage together, and I welcomed you to the Red Wolf family, and I taught you how to do a wolves up. Do you all remember how to do that still? Very good, well done. I see a couple of you still working on that. All right. I thought I'd share a quick story with you about the time not long after I graduated. My wife and I had 2 small children, and we moved to a new town, and we went to church one afternoon. We were sitting outside the church, and I saw my daughter pointing me out to a small friend of hers that she had just met. And she famously, this is famously within our family, said, and I remember just like, I wonder what she's saying about me. And she said, "That's my daddy. He's a doctor, but not the kind that can do you any good." I know that you future doctors are going to be the kind that do you good. And I asked her about that several times. We've told that story 1,000 times probably. And when she was young, her favorite superhero was Superman. And she said, doctors are like she said, real doctors are like Superman. Like they can do anything, they're invincible. And so in your honor today, I actually wore a sock for you. I did that because my ankles are actually my best feature. I always want to show them off on the road, sometimes hidden beneath the robe. But I remember talking to her about Superman and telling her that Superman was great, but Superman was not invisible. Superman has a kryptonite, he has a weakness. And I pray that in the times that are in front of you, that you all take time for self-care, that you identify your weaknesses, and when you're struggling, and you take care of yourselves. And you find time for yourselves, as Dean Spite said, to do something outside of your job, your daily business of being a doctor. That you find time to take care of yourself, your patients, your family members, your colleagues will have been done a great disservice if all you do is concentrate on your job and you don't take care of yourself as well. And I also shared with her that my favorite superhero is Spider-Man. So in honor of him, I should show my socks more often. That's the best applause I've gotten in a long time. The reason I love Spider-Man is because he was a small guy, always the underdog. But what I loved watching when I was a kid, now when I watched Superman, he wasn't even Superman, that's how old I am, he was just Superboy. But Spider-Man, I identify with him because in spite of all the things that we're facing, he always had like a smart aleck little wisecrack or a joke to make. He always made me laugh. He sometimes made the bad guys laugh as well. And I hope that in your most trying of times, when you're the answer to someone's prayer, when their life is being held in the balance, when you're stressed out, when you're dealing with all the challenges in front of you, that you remember Spider-Man and you find some humor in the situation, that you find humor that you can share with someone, that you can make them smile, make someone laugh in their most challenging times. You will have done them a great service. Thank you for coming to Arkansas State University, for enrolling in NYIT's College of Osteopathic Medicine, for making this world better because of 4 years that you've put in here. I'll continue praying for you just as I prayed for you the last 4 years. Godspeed.
At this time, please welcome the president of the New York Institute of Technology, Dr. Henry Foley, through this video.
Hello and congratulations, doctors. Today's hooding ceremony marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of the next chapter in your exceptional lives. The doctoral hood you received today symbolizes your accomplishment. It epitomizes your transition from student to skilled medical professional. You leave NYITCOM at A-State with a great opportunity to help countless patients. They will depend upon your compassion, experience, and education, and you will enhance and improve their lives. We wish you continued success, and we are honored to include you among the nearly 111,000 NYIT alumni worldwide, which now includes more than 8,700 physicians. I wish you the best of luck, and once again, congratulations.
Once again, please welcome the Dean of the NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Nicole Wadsworth.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Joseph Giamo, President of the American Osteopathic Association. Dr. Giamo is widely recognized as a leader in osteopathic medicine and has served at both the national and state level in osteopathic medicine associations. He is a Master Fellow of the American College of Osteopathic Internists and a Fellow of the American College of Chest Physicians. He has served as a practicing physician in Florida and is board certified in internal medicine, pulmonary medicine, and sleep medicine. He has a long-standing interest in health policy and its impact on practicing physicians and patient access to care. NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine is honored to invite Dr. Giamo to speak to our graduates.
Thank you so much. It's really my pleasure to be here today. Dean Nicole Wadsworth, Campus Dean Shane Stites, Founding Dean and American Osteopathic Foundation President, Barbara Ross Lee, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most of all, the members of the 2022 graduating class of New York Institute of Technology and College of Osteopathic Medicine. Thank you for inviting me to participate in your meeting today and the ceremony. And on behalf of your American Osteopathic Association, let me be among the first to congratulate you all. Job well done. You're joining a prestigious group today. Dr. Kenneth Ryland, DO, was a founder of NYITCOM. He was a personal physician to President President Nixon, Vice President Nelson Rockefeller, Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. Another one of your NYITCOM alums is Dr. Kevin O'Connor, who is the current White House physician. It's my great pleasure to celebrate with you and welcome you to our osteopathic family. I don't have to tell you, life has been very hard over the last 4 years. We've all been through many challenges. The pandemic changed the way the world does business and certainly how healthcare is provided in this country. You are entering our profession at a time where the world faces a lot of challenges. But I have good news for you. Because of your hard work, because of how you are trained, you are perfectly positioned for the challenges that lie ahead. The core of osteopathic principle is what our nation truly needs now, and it's perfectly aligned with the mission of this college, training physicians based on evidence-based medicine, critical thinking, and the tenets of osteopathic principles in practice. This is osteopathic medicine. This distinctive approach to treating a patient is exactly where the country needs now. We're not just treating bodies and symptoms, but the whole patient, the mind, the body, and the spirit. I'd like to share a short story with you. I was recently in Michigan and had a chance to visit with some folks there and talk about things and meet with some of the folks. When I was out there, I had a chance to go down to one of the restaurants. I was picking up dinner for my wife and my boys who were coming alongside us. And the waitress noted a pendant that my wife wears. It has DO on it. And she had recently moved from Atlanta, and she said she loves DOs. She just loves DOs. And we asked her, why do you like DOs so much? And she said that they listen. Other doctors didn't listen to her. She had ADHD and dyslexia, but she was never depressed, but everybody wanted to prescribe depression medications for her. She kept on telling them, I'm not depressed, but nobody listened until she found her DO in Atlanta. And we asked her, why is that? And she said, well, they treat patients. They treat the whole person, not just the segments. Exactly. It's the mind, body, and spirit that you're trained to care for. I have a few things, just sort of tips that I'd like to sort of leave with you today a little bit. Some of them are fairly simple. They're sort of straightforward, but I find that they help me, and they might help you. First, when you're stumped, and there will be times when you're stumped, never forget your core principles. Treating the whole patient. On your toughest days, and there will be tough days, lean on your training. It will always serve you well. There was a quote that I like to go to sometimes, and it's from a great philosopher, Mike Tyson. You may remember him as a former boxing champ. And he has this saying, he says, well, everybody has a plan until they get hit. And the House of Medicine was sucker punched in a way that I've never seen in my 32 years of practice. Suddenly a pandemic hits, all your training kicks in. But in so many ways, the amount of training couldn't prepare you for that experience. We were seeing 30 to 50 patients a day, going room to room, refractory hypoxemia, elevated D-dimers, multiple system dysfunction, pulmonary embolism, more codes in a day than I had taken care of in 6 months. There were 2 years of the toughest days that I went through, but we survived that. You survived that. You trained in a pandemic. Going through medical school in a pandemic, that's incredible. You really are special. You really have to always realize that. But every single day, I always focus back on the whole patient, the whole person that we evaluate. There's another thing to always remember. It's that you're your patient's advocate. And this is really a humbling experience, but don't ever forget it. So pay attention when they talk to you about things. Remember, sometimes they don't need antidepressants. Next, your patients are coming to you because you're smart, so stay smart. Never quit studying and learning, reading your journals. Stay connected to your college, and go to your meetings, because it's not just the credits that you need, but it also builds camaraderie with those people that you'll be along with. Interacting with your colleagues, trading stories and secrets, talking to fellow DOs about your medical family. Remember, everyone contributes in the House of Medicine. We're just one part of that, but talk to your colleagues and your fellows. There's always different things that come up, and it's always more collaborative when you get together. Another story I had was when I was in Michigan. I've been in Michigan a lot lately, so I have another story from Michigan. Was I ran into an old friend of mine. He actually was a health policy fellow, and I have to thank Dr. Barbara Ross-Lee. She runs the health policy program. It's a very educational experience for me. But when I was out there, I ran into a friend of mine who was an ID fellow, and we had a chance to sit there and talk and compare old war stories from what's happened during the pandemic. And just that time to connect with each other really made an incredible difference. It sort of lets you know that you're not alone. And remember, you're never alone. You're part of a larger osteopathic family now. Your classmates, your friends, your mentors, people you train with, always keep in touch with them. They really keep you connected and help balance you. And another thing I'd like to say is just take care of yourselves. The temptation of our profession is just to get embedded in everything you do. There's so much going on. There never seems to be enough time. I'm not very good at that myself. I never take care of myself as well as I should, so I'm trying to talk to you about something that I think would be better for all of you. Get your sleep, and find a hobby. Those are two things that really help. I talk about sleep not just because I'm a sleep doc, but it really helps focus you. If you think about the way your life is during the day, it's like a desk. Everything comes upon you all day long, all those different things, all those different episodes, and they come, and you have a messy desk. And at the end of the day, when you rest, your body has time to sort all of that away and put it from short to long-term memory and get relaxation so you can be better and help yourself the next day, not just you and others. Also find a hobby, and it cannot be medicine. Sometimes the days get really, really long. In fact, in 35 years of practicing, it's never been a more difficult time than the last few years. To work in those long hours, you need a break. Take care of yourself. It can be something, but something else, a round of golf, or working out, a weekend away, whatever fills your cup. And you'll find when you come back from that, you'll be better not only for your patients, but you'll be better for yourself. And there's no greater honor and privilege than taking care of your patients. I'd like to wrap up now and start to talk a little bit about the best news is patients are craving for what you've been trained to do. You, the class of 2022, are now joining a proud profession of osteopathic medicine. Welcome. I wish you great success. You leave here today, not just as doctors, you leave here as DOs. You have extra training, knowledge, and understanding, not only to help your patients heal, but to keep them well. May God bless every one of you. Good luck and take care.
Thank you so much, Dr. Giamo, for those inspiring words and their impact they will make on our graduates and their future as physicians. It's now my honor to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Barbara Ross Lee, who is well known to the NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine community. She's been a friend and a mentor to most of us and was instrumental in establishing the Jonesboro campus of the College of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Ross Lee is a nationally recognized expert of health policy issues and serves as an advisor on primary care, medical education, minority health, and rural health care issues on the federal and state level. She currently serves as the president of the American Osteopathic Foundation. At this point, I'd like to share just a little personal story. It won't embarrass her or me. Dr. Ross Lee is simply an amazing person. She's an amazing woman, amazing physician. And I just wanted to share, as we recognize those in our lives that are so important, that it was her that gave me the opportunity to start my career as a faculty member and go on to be where I am today. So I'm so eternally grateful to her. So now, it's my distinct honor and pleasure to invite Dr. Barbara Ross Lee to the podium to address our graduates.
Hello, everybody. Oh, you're still awake. Good. Today is a festive day. Today is the day that the graduates have been awaiting for at least 4 long years. I'm honored by the opportunity to celebrate with you as your commencement speaker. I'd like to thank Dr. Dean Spice for extending the invitation. Thank you, Jen. Is he awake? As I prepared for this special day in the graduates' lives, I explored many topics. What don't they know that they absolutely need to know before becoming osteopathic physicians? It's a testimonial to the education that you have received that after reviewing your curriculum, including all of the lectures, the PowerPoints, and the learning objectives, I was able to identify only 4 topics. And then I got stuck, and I was unable to make a final decision. And I remembered how good you all are at multiple choice questions. So I've decided to leave the decision up to you. You need to know I came prepared to deliver all 4, okay? So here are your choices. First, the hierarchical structure of the U.S. healthcare system and its relationship to the declining international position of Americans' population health. That's the first choice. Second choice, recognition and importance of the evolutionary contributions of the amygdala to the increasing incidence of psychosocial and behavioral disorders. Number 3, the limitations of artificial intelligence in the incorporation of algorithms for patient care in a society with a significant percentage of the population adversely impacted by the variables created by the social determinants of health. That's number 3. And then number 4, what the future holds for each of you. Number 5 is all of the above. Okay, so you all ready? Time to vote. Number 1, population health. No takers, huh? Okay. Number 2, amygdala. Would you take their names, please? Number 3, artificial intelligence. See how quickly they learn? No names. And number 4, your futures. There we go. Number 5, all of the above. I wouldn't even take your name for that. A commencement speaker has 4 challenges: to be inspirational, to be motivational, to be entertaining, and most importantly, to be brief. I hope to achieve 3 out of 4 of those. And no, you don't get to vote. Years ago, you started out on an educational path that has led you to your seats today. You set a personal goal that only a very few people are ever able to achieve. That is to become an osteopathic physician. It hasn't always been easy or fun, but today you have arrived. You have acquired the knowledge and mastered the skills necessary to be a doctor. The road has been long, your sacrifices have been great, and your debt load is high. Becoming a physician is not just a career choice. It is a high calling with awesome responsibilities. But it's something more. From this day forward, it is an immutable part of who you are and who you will always be, like race, ethnicity, or gender. It will be how you think of yourself and how others think of you, because being a physician not only describes what you will do, but who you have become. Your faculty, mentors, and peers have often reminded you of those awesome responsibilities that the practice of medicine involves. But today, I won't talk about responsibilities. Instead, today I will talk about expectations. You already know that your parents have started referring to you as my son or daughter, the doctor. Your children will happily tell their friends that my dad or mom is a doctor, and I see show and tell at school in your futures. Your spouse will hear social acquaintances at dinners and parties whispering that he or she is married to a doctor. Your spouses and significant others will be overheard talking about the miracles that you have performed with your patients because they expect you to perform miracles. Your families who have shared your aspirations, witnessed your sacrifices, and to whom you owe much will expect you to be financially and socially successful. But they will also expect you to serve as their personal health advocate. They will expect you to facilitate, expedite, explain, and run interference for them in all health and medical matters. You will become the personal, willing, and unpaid medical navigator, an expert consultant for their friends and neighbors. Your friends will see you as a personal reflection of their social status. They will begin introducing you as, "This is my friend, the doctor." They expect you to be successful, and they expect free advice and discounted service. Your future patients who will present to you in the most vulnerable status that a human being can experience, as a patient in need of expert help. They will expect you to bridge the cultural divide between your personal beliefs and their personal beliefs, to respect and value them as fellow human beings. They will expect that you are worthy of their trust. To paraphrase a quote from Maya Angelou, patients will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. They will expect you to listen, observe, promote health and function, relieve pain and suffering, and be understanding. They will also expect you to be available when they need you, irrespective of your personal lives. Your community will expect you to have integrity, high morals, leadership skills, common sense, excellent communication skills, good judgment in all matters, personal and professional. And finally, they will expect that you will have empathy and a caring attitude for all people, regardless of their economic status, race, ethnicity, religion, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, type of insurance or lack thereof. And of course, they expect you to serve as an example of the type of quality professional that their communities produce. Your colleagues will expect you to be dependable and reliable, committed to the highest quality of health care, and to display no reluctance to ask for help when you need it, often in the form of a consultation or a referral. They will also expect that you will respond to their calls, emails, and texts in a timely manner. We call that STAT. Your residency program expects that you will be a team player, comfortable assuming responsibility, organized, academically prepared, productive, and dependable. Also, they expect you will be available when needed. All they have to do is call. Your school will expect you to have a commitment to the highest quality of health care and the self-confidence to deliver on that expectation. It expects you to be a role model for and a mentor to future graduates. And of course, volunteer whenever they ask. The osteopathic profession expects you to be loyal and supportive, to maintain current medical knowledge, and to be actively involved in the profession's future. And above all else, the profession expects you to exhibit the highest level of professional competence in your care of every single patient. And of course, they expect you to maintain your membership and pay your dues on time. And then there is society in general that expects and assumes that you will be a member of all humanitarian efforts resulting from natural disasters, societal dysfunction, and man's inhumanity to man. And we've experienced a lot of that in the last 2.5 years in the form of a pandemic, climate disasters, political insurrection, social injustice, war, poverty, homelessness, and the many human biases that create health inequities and disparities, gun violence, and most recently, mass shootings. Based on your accomplishments that we are acknowledging today, you have inherited and will be expected to assume a position in the cleanup crew in defense of health, wellness, and human life, the humanitarian crew. You are a member of that crew. That's our expectations. Finally, society expects you to be a professional, committed to the betterment of humanity, an advocate for good causes and for other people. That frequently takes the form of a request for a financial contribution. And you thought medical school was challenging. So now let me share my personal expectations for each of you. And I call it the 4 B's. Be good. Do the best that you can do and be the absolute best that you can be. Someone's life may depend on it. Be wise. Use your education, but don't abandon common sense. Employ good judgment based on the knowledge and skills that you have attained. Continue to learn. Continue to learn. Because status quo is a formula for mediocrity, and no one here aspires to be mediocre. Be proud. Osteopathic medicine has succeeded against all odds to contribute value to healthcare. Each of you must be confident that the contributions you will make to the health of this nation as an osteopathic physician are distinctive and important, because they are. Be visionary. Change has been described as the only constant. Nowhere is change more evident and more needed than in healthcare. Be a change agent and contribute to the change that will make things better for the health of the populations that you will serve and the profession that you will represent. Be good, be wise, be proud, be visionary. I'm sure that you will meet and surpass all of these expectations because your school chose you and educated you to be a member of the proud and distinctive profession of osteopathic medicine. You are this profession's future. Enhance it and guard it, because we bring an important and valuable perspective to healthcare. American medicine would be diminished without osteopathic medicine. So now I will conclude with a phrase from a doctor that you all know, Dr. Seuss. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Once again, please welcome the campus dean, Dr. Shane Spites.
Thank you, Dr. Osley, Dr. Yamo. So I'd like to tell a few personal history statements about Dr. Osley. No, just kidding. I promised I wouldn't. We won't get it. That's for after graduation. Thank you for those inspiring comments. It's now my pleasure to introduce the recipients of the following graduate awards. This year's Dean Achievement Award for overall academic excellence is being awarded to Dr. Gabrielle DiFiore, who will begin her residency in urology at St. Joseph's Medical Center in Stockton, California. This year's Stanley Shiowitz Award for Excellence in Osteopathic Manipulative Medicine is being awarded to Dr. Alexis Amon, who will begin her residency in internal medicine at the University of Tennessee in Memphis. This year's Distinguished Service Award for dedication to NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine is being awarded to Dr. Dakari Moten, who will begin his residency in family medicine at St. Louis University, St. Louis, Missouri. In remembrance of our beloved and respected NYITCOM faculty member, Dr. Andrea Watson, D.O., the Andrea Watson, D.O. Excellence in Humanism Award is awarded to a graduate who exemplifies the principles of empathy, compassion, kindness, and altruism, which Dr. Watson consistently displayed in both her life and her work. The Andrea N. Watson, D.O. Excellence in Humanism Award this year is awarded to Dr. Taylor Rutherford, who will begin her residency at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I'm also pleased to acknowledge the recipients of these additional NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine awards. Please stand as your name is called. The Academic Excellence Award in Preclinical Education is given to Dr. Vineet Mahatni, who will begin his residency in Pennsylvania State Medical Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Hershey, Pennsylvania, chocolate. It's a sweet place to go. Sorry. The Academic Excellence Award in Clinical Education is given to Dr. Brandon Chung, who will begin his residency in the United States Army at Tripler Army Medical Center in Honolulu, Hawaii. The Alumni Association Award is given to Dr. Romanette Amori Rivera, who will begin her residency in obstetrics and gynecology at Ascension Malcolm Oakland Hospital in Warren, Michigan. The award for excellence in public health is being awarded to Dr. Nicholas Harrell, who will begin his residency in internal medicine at the University of Connecticut Medical Center in Farmington, Connecticut. The Excellence in Population Health Award is given to Dr. Soji Beck, who will be starting her residency in obstetrics and gynecology at the Oklahoma State University Medical Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's not mine. The American Osteopathic Foundation Donna Jones Mortsugu Memorial Award is given to Christian Harrell, husband of Nicholas Harrell. The American Medical Women's Association has awarded the Glasgow-Rubin Citation for academic achievement to women who graduate in the top 10% of their medical school graduating classes. This year's recipients are Gabrielle DiFiore, Andrea Singleton, Dana Alexandria Sullivan Green. Congratulations to all our award recipients. Please refer to the ceremony program for a complete list of graduates and groups that have been honored for their extraordinary efforts. Let's offer another round of applause for all of these outstanding graduates. It's now my distinct pleasure to welcome Dr. Gabrielle DiFiore, this year's recipient of the Dean's Achievement Award for Overall Academic Excellence, to the podium.
It is my pleasure to present the 2022 recipients of the Faculty Awards. The faculty were nominated and chosen for these awards by the members of the class of 2022 for their outstanding achievements and dedication to our success in medical school. Will the recipients of these awards please rise and be recognized when your name is called? The 2022 recipient for excellence in teaching basic science is Dr. Troy Camarada. The 2022 recipient for excellence in teaching clinical sciences is Dr. Regina Fleming. The 2022 recipient for the Preceptor of the Year Award for excellence in teaching is Dr. Mark Wiggins. On behalf of my fellow graduates, congratulations to our faculty honorees.
Ladies and gentlemen, in September 2020, the class of 2022 lost 2 members of their class. Now coming to the podium is Dr. Amanda Deal, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, as we recognize one of the classmates lost in that tragedy.
Good afternoon. Congratulations to the graduating class. I'd like to thank the distinguished guests and honored faculty present here today. I would especially like to thank Dean Spites for asking me to deliver this message, a message to pay respects and in remembrance of Dr. Chloe Elizabeth Vaught. Chloe distinguished herself in many ways before walking through the doors of Wilson Hall. As a member of the A-State Honors College, she helped freshmen settle into the new environment and demands of college life. She was a collegiate athlete who helped lead her team to victory in the World Series championship, and who no doubt was there to lift her teammates up in times of doubt and disappointment. Chloe brought that same spirit of togetherness, of teamwork, dedication, and a tenacious work ethic to the study of medicine. You see, she knew the secret to thriving even in such intense situations. You rely on the person next to you and on cookies. Chloe already possessed the essential element that is the cornerstone of a truly great physician. She had humility, coupled with a sense of compassion for others that you could feel whenever you were around her. As part of my time with students, I typically give a lecture on death and dying. I know, I'm not the fun dean. In that lecture, I advise students that as they are helping a family walk through the process of saying goodbye, if a family member wants to share a story about their loved one, pull up a chair and listen. You will be blessed more than you realize. And for the family, that is a way that their loved one lives on. My daughter, Ruby, just turned 12. Sometimes she'll cry because she misses my father, a man that was immensely important to me, but who died when she was only 2 years old. I know those memories of him are there because I planted them by telling her stories of him. That's how we live on and on. That's how we're not forgotten. So with that, I have several stories of Chloe. The one I will share takes place in a delivery room. Chloe had worked with me in my clinic and expressed interest in being or attending a delivery. So when it came time, Chloe joined me on the labor and delivery floor. As the mother was pushing, I had Chloe stand right over my shoulder, so she could see. At one point, I turned around, and she wasn't there. I looked around, and she had sat down. She had her head between her knees, taken some deep breaths, and a moment later, she was back at my shoulder. She stood there the rest of the delivery. I patted her on the shoulder and assured her that it gets easier and that it was better that she did that instead of becoming the third patient in the room. Her face was a little red, but when we walked out of the room, her smile was bright. I'd like to invite her classmates, family, friends, faculty, staff. We all knew and loved Chloe. Take the next minute and allow yourself to recall the memory of this kind and wonderful human that we were all fortunate to know. I'll keep the time. Thank you. And that's how Chloe can be with us here today. And that's how she can remain in our hearts forever. I'd like to welcome back to the podium the Dean of the NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Nicole Wadsworth, and the Site Dean for our campus at Arkansas State, Dr. Shane Spites. I would also like to invite to the stage Chloe's family, her mother, Janelle, her father, Chris, and her co-mom and co-dad, Tanya and Myron.
Dr. Wadsworth, I have the honor to present Chloe Vaught, who we are honoring today, with the posthumous degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. Dr. Vaught is represented by her family, Mr. and Ms. Tilley, and Mr. and Ms. Vaught. We honor Chloe's memory and recognize the outstanding physician that she was and that she would have continued to be with awarding the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree today. I now ask that you formally recognize that she earned the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon Chloe Vaught, Elizabeth Vaught, the degree Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, as earned together with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to. I will now ask Ms. Tilley and Mr. Vaught to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. I'm Janelle. I'm Chloe's mom. Her family and I are very appreciative to NYIT and to you all, her classmates, for allowing Chloe to be a part of your graduation ceremony. Having been a parent of a medical student, our family can attest to the sacrifices that you all have made. Many times we heard in her voice anxiety, stress, weariness, excitement, hope, and the joy of fulfillment. It's such a roller coaster of emotions I know you must have all experienced. What a journey. We are so thankful for you all for showing Chloe kindness and love while she was here. Thank you. Although Chloe's life was cut short, please know that she lived a very big, full life. It was full of love and happiness. I encourage you all to shine your light and do your part to make a positive difference in this world. I would imagine, well, in fact, I'm pretty sure I know, if Chloe were here right now, what she would say. And she would look at each of you and she'd say, "You got this. You got this, sis." I'm so very proud of you all. Thank you again for loving our girl.
Congratulations to the NYIT class of 2022, both students, now doctors, and the staff at NYIT. Congratulations, guys. Great job. If Chloe, after today, throwing some humor in here, she would tell me, she said, "Dad, we need to work on your diet. And your exercise regimen is not working." Anyways, I know it's unusual for a parent to speak, but thank you for the opportunity to do just that. Thank you. I'm sure that many of you, like Chloe back in elementary school, when asked what you wanted to be, you said you wanted to be a doctor. And I tell you that when Chloe said it, she meant it. She knew that she knew what she wanted to do. And she was going to stick to it, and stick to it she did. All the way through college, her goal was to be a doctor. So when asked to come here as her sponsor after receiving her letter of acceptance, I was honored that she asked me to come do that. But she informed me that my job was to make sure that the rest of the family understood just what she had to do. And she felt like I could do that. I tried. Knowing Chloe like I did, she was confident that she was going to be a doctor, and I believed that she would. But knowing at the same time, I know life throws you curves from time to time. So walking in that day, I was 99.9% sure she would leave here, NYIT, as a doctor. While here that day, there was a statement made more than once, and it made me understand just what NYIT stood for. And the goal that Chloe had was the same goal that NYIT had. And that message was failure was not an option. As her father, that 99% had increased to 100%. NYT had closed that gap that day for myself. She was going to be a doctor. She is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now recognize the graduates of NYIT's College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Dr. Wadsworth, I have the honor to present the candidates that have earned the degree of osteopathic medicine. Will the candidates for these degrees please rise? These candidates have completed the requirements for the degree and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask that you, in an official act, to confer upon them the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, privileges, responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, doctors. You may swing your tassel to the left.
Will the graduates please be seated?
Dr. Wadsworth, a number of our graduates have also earned concurrent degrees. I now have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded the degree of Master of Science in Neuromuscular Sciences. Will the candidates for these degrees please rise? These candidates have completed the requirements for the degree and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask that you, by your official act, to confer upon them the degree of Master of Neuromuscular Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
now have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded the degree of Master of Business Administration. Will the candidates for these degrees please rise? These candidates have completed the requirements for the degree and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask that you, by your official act, to confer upon them the degree of Master of Business Administration.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Dr. Wadsworth, I also have the honor to present the candidates that have earned a degree in Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences. Will these candidates please rise? These candidates have completed the requirements for the degree and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask that you, by your official act, confer upon them the degree of Master of Biomedical Sciences.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the hooding of our new graduates. Will our first faculty hooder, Dr. Troy Carmaretta, proceed to center stage to commence the graduate hooding. During the hooding of our graduates, please remain seated at all times. NYIT has arranged for professional photographers to take pictures of each graduate, and the graduates will now proceed. Dr. Kyle Beckman. Dr. Long Hai Hong. Dr. Derek Wayne Grubbs. Dr. Nicole Fontenot. Dr. Carolo Scabra. Dr. Amari Shiante Faison. Dr. Kali Falls. Dr. Leonard Ferdman. Dr. Betsy Erickson. Dr. Taylor Justine Rutherford. Dr. Mallory Lynn Bagwell. The following students will be hooded by the recipient for excellence in teaching basic sciences, Dr. Troy Cameretta. Gabrielle Julita Di Fiore. Romanette Amor Riviera. Dr. Romanette. Once again, Dr. Romanette Amor Riviera. Dr. Suji Beck. Dr. Nicholas Curtis Harrell. Dr. James Allen Edgington. Dr. Myra Kathleen Kessler. The following students will be hooded by the recipient for excellence in teaching clinical sciences, Dr. Regina Fleming. Dr. Kenneth Tiffany. Dr. Elsa Sarah Thomas. Dr. Hans Schubert. Dr. Shay Rellis. Dr. Holly Madeline McMasters. Dr. Olivia Jo Renner Garvey. Dr. Andrea Marie Singleton. Dr. Batul Marayan. Dr. Sarah Paul. Dr. Matthew Poltz. Dr. Alexander Pong. Dr. James George Mantle. Dr. James Kaysen Listenby. Dr. Cooper Manley. Dr. Richard Wong Lin. Dr. Gregory Kwan. Dr. Arkady Kusayev. The following students will be hooded by the recipient for Preceptor of the Year, Dr. Mark Wiggins. Dr. Ying Zin Wu. Dr. Taylor Drew Embergi. Dr. Kumail Ali. Dr. Kara Ann Baggett. Dr. Kayla Bryant. Dr. Amani Abanime. Dr. David Cox. Dr. Jacqueline Clark. Dr. Colton James Weber. Dr. Colton Tyler Batten. Dr. Claudia Christina Urban. Dr. Christopher Vance. Dr. Andres Tomas Vega. Dr. Joseph M. Tringali. Dr. Kelsey Rose Titzman. The following scholars will be hooded by Dr. Hilary Sismondo. Dr. Alexis Marie Amon. Dr. Vineet Mohanty. Dr. Angela Pluguez. Dr. Maria Nicole Gaskew. The following students will be hooded by Dr. Bhavesh Joshi. Dr. Brittany Monkress. Dr. Caroline Elizabeth Gregory. Dr. Brandon Hayoung Chung. Dr. Alexis Cunningham. Dr. Reuben William Horace, Jr. Dr. Canera Antoinette Cawley. Amen. Dr. Thalia Clarencia Lake. Dr. Brianna Lynn Rosa. Dr. Bruno Silva. Dr. Darby Townsend Sparks. Dr. Abigail Carranza. Dr. Raul M. Patel. Dr. Sylvia Marie Zubek. Dr. Jesse Kestenman. Dr. Ethan Ross Dominguez. Dr. Earl Kenneth Palanca Tom. Dr. Kathleen Stacy Ordaz. Dr. Gentry Parker Dameron. Dr. Hunter Rennie. Dr. Joshua McKee. Dr. Alexander Campbell. Dr. Benjamin Hicks. Dr. Ambika Shivarajpur. Dr. Natalie Rivera. Dr. Jonathan Michael Couts. Dr. Jill Kandalecki. Dr. Sina Farohi. Dr. Alexander Tyquell. Dr. Dana Alexandria Sullivan Green. Dr. David Wynn. Dr. Teresa Vu. Dr. Miles Brook. The following group of graduates will be hooded by family members who are physicians. Dr. Kabria Bobalin, hooded by her father, Dr. Hoshang Bobalin, MD. Dr. Nikita Bamasetti, hooded by her brother, Dr. Deepak Bamasetti, MD. Dr. Luis Alejandro Cabrera, hooded by his father, Dr. Luis Cabrera, MD. Dr. Grant Robert Connor, hooded by his sister, Dr. Samantha Connor, DO. Dr. Nathan Asner, hooded by his mother and father, Dr. Carrie Sharkey Asner, MD, and Dr. Nesher G. Asner, MD. Dr. Michael Samuels, hooded by his father, Dr. Mitchell Samuels. Dr. Grant Christopher Patterson, hooded by his uncle, Dr. Dennis Luchtenmeyer, MD. Dr. Mariah Nolan, hooded by her father, Dr. Michael Nolan, MD. Dr. Dakari Moten, hooded by his grandfather, Dr. Warren Jones, MD. Dr. Amanda Hendricks, hooded by her father, Dr. Owen Hendricks, MD. Dr. William Marshall Gibbs IV, hooded by his father, Dr. William Gibbs III, MD. Dr. Hunan Fuzzle, hooded by her sister, Dr. Amara Fuzzle, MD. Dr. Christopher Horacek, hooded by his father, Dr. Henry Joseph Horacek, Jr., MD. Dr. George Hristos Grove, hooded by his mother, Dr. Rosita Hristos Grove, MD. Dr. Seth Jones, hooded by his father, Dr. Matt Jones, MD. Dr. Jimmy Sojan, hooded by his brother, Dr. Jerry Sojan, MD. Dr. Syed Umar Suhail, hooded by his sister, Dr. Sabah Suhail Iqbal Dio. Dr. Joseph Williams, hooded by his father, Dr. Bill Williams, D.O. Dr. Nantapath X. Von Kitterkorn, hooded by Dr. Greg Sheedy, MD. And now, master's students, we'd like to say congratulations to Dr. Angelica Myers. Sarah Ahmad. Ruchana Kali. Bradley Kaur. Moises Cordova. Jessica Westmoreland. Claire Brown. Mohammed Pervez. Raheem Williams. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Brookshield Laurent, who will administer the osteopathic oath.
Good afternoon. Let me do like Dr. Fudge here, okay? Good afternoon. Come on. It is my distinct pleasure and my honor to lead you in your osteopathic oath today. I'm going to ask you to stand. As you're reciting the oath, I want you to keep in your heart and in your mind your future patients, their families, and the communities that you will be serving. I am looking at healers here, and boy, do we need healers in this world today. So I am going to say I, and when I say I want you to say your name very loud, and then you repeat after me. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and the life of my patients. To retain their confidence and respect. Both as a physician and a friend. Who will guard their secrets with scrupulous and honor and fidelity. To perform faithfully my professional duties. To employ only those recognized methods of treatment. Consistent with good judgment. And with my skill and ability. Keeping in mind always. Nature's laws. And the body's inherent capacity. For recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no deadly drugs to any, though it be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues, in a spirit of progressive cooperation, and never by work or by act cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interest and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to adhere to develop the principles and practice of osteopathic medicine and surgery taught in this college. In the presence of this gathering, I bind myself to my oath. Congratulations, osteopathic physicians, class of 2022.
Dr. Shane Spites will come back to the podium. You may be seated.
3 members of the graduating class have attended NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine on military scholarships. The following graduates will take the military oath. Dr. Brandon Young Chung, Army. Dr. Ambika Shivapur, Navy. Dr. Dana Alexandria Sullivan Green, Air Force. Will these graduates please rise? Our military graduates from both New York and Arkansas campuses recently met virtually with Dr. Kevin O'Connor at the United States White House as the physician to the President to receive their military oath of office. Dr. O'Connor is a respected alumnus of NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine, a retired United States Army colonel, and the current White House physician. He's also a member of the NYITCOM Advisory Board and a dedicated and valued friend of NYITCOM. I am pleased to present this special video of Dr. Kevin O'Connor administering the military oath to our graduates from the United States White House. At this time, I invite our military graduates to stand and reaffirm their oath.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my distinct honor to be invited today to share in this celebration by administering the military oath of office to several of your graduates. 11 members of the graduating class of 2022 have attended NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine on military scholarships. The following graduates will take the military oath. From the New York campus, Captain Dr. Blake Chapman, Air Force. Lieutenant Dr. Ahmed Al-Aribi, Navy. Captain Dr. Amy Alfond, Air Force. Captain Dr. Roy Gildersleeve, Air Force. Lieutenant Dr. Jacqueline Hausner, Navy. Captain Dr. George Kobedkize, Army. Captain Dr. Ryan O'Rourke, Army. Captain Dr. Abigail Ross, Army. And from the Arkansas campus, Captain Dr. Brandon Chung, Army. Lieutenant Dr. Ambika Shivarajpur, Navy. Captain Dr. Dana Sullivan Green, Air Force. I will now administer the military oath. Please come to the position of attention, raise your right hand, and repeat the oath after me. I state your name.
I, Ryan O'Rourke,
Having been appointed an officer in the Armed Forces of the United States.
having been appointed an officer in the Armed Forces of the United States,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America.
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
That I take this obligation freely.
that I take this obligation freely
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without any reservation or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
faithfully discharge
The duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the newest captains in the United States Army, the newest captains in the United States Air Force, and the newest lieutenants in the United States Navy. All right, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the graduates today on this momentous occasion. But specifically, I do want all of the graduates and their families and guests to take this brief moment to recognize our newly minted commissioned officers. Now let's talk about that for a second. Commissioned officers. What's that mean? Why aren't they simply appointed or enlisted or otherwise conscripted? Well, there are in-depth explanations to these differences, which would be inappropriate for a conscientiously timed but thoughtful remarks event like we're doing right now. But bottom line up front, you are commissioned, all right? You now share a common mission. That mission is to care for those young men and women who are sent into harm's way on behalf of the people of this great nation. Hear me now and believe me later. You will never enjoy a greater honor than this in your life. The more specific significance of this commission is that you are entering into two professions today. You're entering into the profession of medicine, and you are entering into the profession of arms. Make no mistake, though we execute many mission profiles as but one instrument of power among many, the military's primary mission is to manage and apply violence on behalf of this nation. Commissioned officers are commissioned by the president to assure that their actions are on behalf of the state. As such, the president is held accountable to Congress for those actions. Now, your slice of that primary mission is to preserve life and to sustain the fighting force. You do so directly by helping to heal the warfighter, and also indirectly by caring for those family members who remain on the home front. Now, there's a bond that we happy few, we band of brothers, as Shakespeare would refer to, are blessed with. In this nation, less than 1% of citizens serve in the military. Certainly less than 1% of our military are physicians. You are now among the 1% of the 1%. Cherish that distinction. Fortify it with your embrace of this new fellowship. And as you execute this sacred charge, I ask you to never forget where you came from. Don't forget what your family or communities taught you. Don't forget what you learned from your professors, your colleagues, and most importantly, from your patients here at NYITCOM. And above all else, no matter what it may cost you, no matter what it may cost you, always serve with honor. You will recognize when and if that is ever a choice. Please consider me a resource as you go forward. And again, congratulations. Go Army, beat Navy. Nah, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. Go Navy, beat Air Force. Go Navy, beat Air Force.
It is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Romanette Moore Rivera, President of the Class of 2022, to the podium to address our class.
So, this day has only been a possibility, but today it is our reality. So congratulations. Be proud of yourselves because you deserve it, and you deserve every bit of recognition that you received today. You were the one that came to orientation nearly 4 years ago. Some of you came earlier for the Kickstart program. You studied tirelessly. You showed up to anatomy lab, to OMM lab, to DPR, to ICC days, to the pre-comp exam and the comp exams, to your board exams, to clinical rotations, to those residency interviews, and everything else in between. And now you're sitting here, and that seat belongs to you. Some days it was really difficult to see the end and see our goals come to fruition, but think about your victories throughout the past 4 years. Success can depend on little things, so think about even the small victories, because those also brought you a step closer to today. Nothing has been guaranteed to us the past 4 years, but it was always guaranteed that we would show up and try our best. So make sure that you continue to do that, and to do so for your families, friends, colleagues, future patients, and most importantly, for yourselves. I hope you all become the physicians you've always dreamed of, and the cool physicians who buy food and snacks for their future medical students and let them go home early. I feel lucky, and I'm honored to have gone through this with all of you. We've shared some of the best memories of our lives together and have also experienced some of our biggest losses together. Because of this school, some of us have found our best friends and our current and future spouses within our class. I personally have found myself a group of friends who I'll cherish forever and who I love so much. So don't forget about each other. These memories and experiences have bonded us for life. People say that one day you will thank yourself for never giving up, and today is that day. But also, Today is a day for you to take a moment to thank those who have helped you and give them a big hug. To the school, faculty, and staff, thank you for providing the tools that we needed and for helping our dreams take shape. To my family and friends, to your family and friends, thank you so much for all of your support, and congratulations to the class of 2022. It's truly been an honor being your classmate and class president. I know y'all will miss my emails with the urgent subject headings and the constant nagging about submitting things on time.
Thank you, Dr. Rivera. And congratulations again to all the graduates in NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University, class of 2022. As we close this ceremony and you leave this facility, it's our sincere hope that you will always remember what the staff and faculty at NYIT have wanted from you from the very beginning. We want you to be successful. We want you to attain your goals and make a positive impact on the world around you through your gifts. To our faculty, staff, and esteemed guests, Mayor of Jonesboro, thank you for your attendance today, and we wish you safe travels. Dr. Sismondo, will you please do us the honor of concluding the ceremony?
At this time, we ask that everyone remain seated until the platform party, followed by the faculty, have exited the area. Once again, our Grand Marshal, Dr. Hilary Sismondo.
I hereby declare the 2022 Commencement and Hooding Ceremony of NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine at Arkansas State University concluded.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending and have a wonderful night. Have a safe train home.